Four suspicious characters walk down the streets of Oceania in broad daylight. One is dressed as a prole, another as an inner party member, the other two as regular party members. They are on a mission to seek out the corruption and manipulation in the state.
Why do I have to be the pro? They don't seem like much.
The prole asked.
We drew straws.
One of the regular party members said.
I really don't think that's valid.
The other regular party members spoke.
Hey, the prole is the best role. They are the most unnoticed people here.
The inner party member exclaimed.
If anything, we have to get going. We need to investigate the source of the manipulation.
I think this will be difficult.
I know. Last time, we died.
Figuratively?
Sure.
So how are we getting around?
We may have to split up. I think we are drawing attention to ourselves. Plus, we'll probably die and just fly around in ghost form.
I veto that.
Veto?
Deny the vote.
Right, yeah, me too. So should we get going?
Let's go to work.
Where?
Well, you have to go to the Parole District, and me and Shannon have to go to the Ministry of Truth. Rose, we got you a meeting with O'Brien. Okay.
The four odd characters separate to focus on their own tasks. The inner party member is led into O'Brien's house, then into his study. He holds a glass up and asks a question.
Would you like some wine?
No, thank you.
Do you ever think about the way that inner party members have better things than regular ones?
Inner party members are just higher on the food chain.
That would mean we get less.
I guess.
How long have you been an inner party member?
About 6 months.
Ah, so you've gone through the process.
Doesn't everyone?
Fixing someone's mind is a tedious process. We have to rid their minds of corrupted thoughts in order to put someone straight. How many fingers am I holding up?
4, of course.
There are 5.
Right. Yeah, I missed that one.
O'Brien is distracted by the remembrance of Winston's torture. They had used pain to break him, kindness to warp his heart, and fear to mold the mind.
You know that no one who has once gone astray is ever spared?
The inner party member is shocked by this sudden accusation.
The point of the treatment of the patients in the ministry is so that the people of mental illness or have gone astray can be rectified in a more ideal manner. It is for the good of the party that all members are kept under watchful eye. For any deviations from the good order,
O'Brien turns away for a slightly dramatic effect. For some reason, I guess to go off on a rant?
for we are not interested in the stupid crimes you have committed. The party is not interested in the overt act. The thought is all we care about.
The inner party member has heard everything she needs. The manipulation of the mind stems from the idea of wanting power. This power is usually achieved through a process of torture and the use of doublethink, a technique said to be where both versions of the facts are thought of as true and interchanged depending on the situation. Supposedly, everyone of the inner party had gone through this change and had come to love Big Brother. It was now time to make her escape.
We change our enemies into our loving comrades.
O'Brien has finally noticed that the inner party member has left the room. Meanwhile, the regular party members are investigating Winston's workspace, a cubicle cluttered with papers and a speakwrite sitting in the center of it.
Well, this is his desk?
Winston's?
Yeah.
The two characters notice the memory hole in the wall. One of them opens it and peers inside.
So this is where history is destroyed.
This is where Winston rewrote history and destroyed the evidence.
He didn't die, so where is he?
I'm guessing he's at the cafe, crying over his smaller rations of chocolate.
Why would he be crying?
In happiness.
Oh, but wouldn't he be crying over how much he loves Big Brother?
Anyway, manipulation.
The topic seemed to be avoided.
Yeah, they were just using newspeak and changing the past for their liking.
Who controls the past ran the party slogan. Controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past.
Was that a quote?
You betcha.
You're learning.
They used newspeak to limit the capabilities of thought, and then changed how the populations actually thought by controlling the past.
If no one can think, how can one be able to say that the past hadn't always been the way the government says it is?
Even further, they wouldn't have any concrete evidence of the change. Anything changed could only be proven by memory, not facts.
Do you remember how the audience during Hate Week reacted to the changing of enemies?
You mean the war enemies, right? They freaked out.
They not only freaked out, they freaked out about being wrong.
Yeah, I remember that they started to tear down the posters and decorations because they said that they were now at war with East Asia.
The two were satisfied with their assessment. The government used newspeak to limit the people's thoughts and the changing of history to say they were always right. Who wouldn't follow a government who could tell the future? The prole and the inner party member had returned to the place they had met up before. It was time to head home.
Where are they?
They should be here by now, right?
Yeah,
What happened to you, by the way?
I got addicted to gambling.
What? How did you do that?
It was a form of manipulation the government put in place, a lottery. I know it's fake, but I didn't have much to do and everyone talks about it. Well, besides the terrible music they play. I've been wanting to listen to Regina Spektor since I heard it. It's horrible.
How can someone be manipulated by the lottery?
It keeps them focused on something other than politics. It keeps them from thinking for themselves. It is their delight, their folly, their anodyne, their intellectual stimulant. Where the lottery is concerned, even people who could barely read and write seem capable of intricate calculations and staggering feats of memory.
Who knew so many people would be interested in the lottery?
Only one party member returned to the other two alive. The other was apparently a ghost. The one party member looks terrified. The other is a ghost, and only the regular party member can see or hear a ghost.
Hey, where have you been and where is she?
We got caught. She died.
Just like last time.
She's yelling at me.
You just had to make us die one more time.
They made me sell her out. What could I do?
Just not?
Well, this is dark.
Get on with it. I want to come back to life someday.
The group exchanged information regarding the manipulation of the population. They all agreed that Big Brother was up to no good. He limited the vocabulary of the public to reduce thought, changed the past to control the future, stressed the mind to fix it, and drove the prole's thoughts to that of only the lottery. This in order to keep the one group of saviors of Oceania focused on something else.
Let's head home.
Yeah, we need some chicken.
Big Brother is watching you.
What?
What did you just say?
Got to stick with the plot.
The regular party member was casually punched by the ghost